Welcome all to the channel, and in this video I am going to share with you how I learned Mandarin Chinese in India on my own. So I didn't attend any class or language schools because I could not afford it at that time and I was also a student. So let's get started. So the first time I came into contact with Mandarin Chinese is through this app which is named Chinese Skill. So at that time, back in 2017, it was called Chinese Tool. So it had the same panda logo that with the nose, without the nose, and it used to look at you. So the lessons were structured like this only: hello, pronunciation, languages, pet. So each section used to have 2 3 lessons, and the best thing was that you could not skip any of the lessons to go to the next one. So I casually studied with this app and I went into some few lessons and I learned that Shuiguo, Pinguo, Manguo, like those things, right? Zhongguo, those kind of things. So what I did, I left halfway. I was like busy for studying and I just casually studied and I found it out that yes, these words are very simple and I found it very interesting at that time. Because for English you have lot of letters, they are coming together. But for Mandarin Chinese, what happens that you have characters for every kind of representation. So that seemed to me very appealing and also I found it easy to grasp at that time, and because of my curiosity I learned it very well. So what happened, I left it in the middle, I continued with my studies. And what happens that if you leave your studies in the middle, or if you uninstall this app and if you reinstall it, you have to take the course from start. I do not know how they have changed currently, whether they store your progress in an account or they just delete it like stateless. But at that time, back in 2017, if you uninstall it, that means your progress is totally gone and you have to start from zero. If you look into the app, the inside used to look like this, that basics 0 out of 3. That means every subunit has 3 lessons, and in those 3 lessons you will face this flashcards, means pictorial vocabulary like this. Also you will have speaking practice, you will have sentences, and I used to practice diligently. That means not only the app did not allow me to skip anything, I also used to study diligently. Whenever I used to note a new word, I used to practice it. Zhongguo, Zhongguo, Faguo, Faguo, Meiguo, Meiguo, Hanguo, Hanguo, like this. So you are getting it right. So I used to see the tones, I used to practice it very diligently. That's why I learned. So this is basics 1 2 3. This is colors. Colors is Yanse. So you will find that YOLO, Huangse de, Baise de. So this app used to teach colors like Baise de, Huangse de, Heise de. They used to use Se de. But in other lessons, other courses, I saw that they used just Yanse, Huangse, Heise, like that. So the inside used to look like this, and I studied it diligently in the return. So that is in the next slide. So this was the time I completely returned to Chinese skill because I was at home, I didn't have much thing to do, and I was also student at that time. So I thought that why not go back to the Chinese skill app? Why not complete it fully? So that time I completed the elementary course totally. It does not let you skip anything. You have to totally do everything. And after that, what I did not continue into course 2. I just did some lessons and I left it there. So thought, I think now that I should have done it because now it is paid. That time it was not paid. So anything it happens, they have also found out, means the Chinese skilled app creators, course creators, that if you are getting so many people using your app, so why not charge it? So I think they have made it paid now. And during that time, by the end of 2020, I bought this book. This is the Assimil Chinese with Ease Volume 2. This is a self-learning course, and mind it, this is part 2, which is a continuation of a previous book which had 105 lessons. So the earlier beginner book has 105 lessons. So I did not buy that book. I directly bought this book and I started studying it in mid to late 2021, and I completed it in early 2022. If you want to know how to study this book and the best practices so that you can learn the maximum from this book, then you go and watch the video that I will put here up in the card. You will find it. And that's how I learned Chinese, whatever I learned. I will not say that I am very super top professional proficient in Chinese, but I will say I am confident to have any regular conversation, go around my way in China. So I am telling you also that I am in touch with Chinese, and because Chinese grammar is easy and I have already mastered the tones and pronunciation with a solid base, it is not that hard to maintain, but you have to keep studying the vocabulary, keep learning, because you know there are so many homonyms, right? So whatever you are using in one word, you are also using it in a separate word, so they tend to mix up. So you have to watch the tones, you have to practice. Don't stress it out so much, but if you keep in touch, it is easy to maintain. If you want to know some specific details about how to improve your pronunciation or how can I remember the words, etc., regarding Chinese, then let me know down in the comments. I will look into each one of it, and I will try to make a video if I find enough interest. Otherwise, I will anyways make videos. That's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.